Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Japanese tier 7 heavy tank, the Oni. Now this is the big daddy derp of the tier 7 line of the Japanese heavies. And I just thought, you know what, let's go for this one today because derp. Everyone loves derp. Who doesn't love derp guns? Derp. And to be honest, it was a relatively fun one for a slow derp, but it's one of those tanks that really does very badly when you're bottom tier, and that's because, like, the Oni is very flat. Its armour is all completely flat. So as soon as people have like 200 pen, they destroy your upper plate, lower plate, everything. Before 6.0 with 200 pen, they were probably going to bounce the odd shot here and there, but 6.0 just means that they pen it pretty much all the time. And when you're facing tier 8s and 9s that have over 200 pen easy, yeah, it doesn't do too well. The Oh-Ho, the tier 8, can ricochet quite a few shells from tier 10s. It's not going to guarantee ricochet loads of shells. It'll get penned a lot, right? Because when tanks have 260 odd pen, they'll easily penetrate it. But it has lots of auto ricochet angles that just bounce things. This tank, like I say, is very flat. It doesn't have that. Add to that, it's really slow, and it's very risky taking the Oni to places like what I've just done. I've just done the cross on Mountain Pass. That is not something you'll do very often in this tank because you'll get wrecked. I think the reason I've done it in this game is because we're very top tier, which means that there was very little tanks that I was scared of that could really, really hurt me. But yeah, I mean, I'm a derp lover, right? This is the reason that I actually quite enjoy the Oni. If you don't like derp guns, you're not going to enjoy this tank. I think the 10cm gun's pretty decent actually on this tank, but it's all about the derp. And on this first game on... Oh, yeah, and the other thing I forgot to mention as well is that if you haven't guessed, as always, by the title, this is the third Mark of Excellence video for the tank. So this is one of the games that led up to, and then the game that achieved the third Mark of Excellence. Woo! So we've come to this corner on Mountain Pass. Like I say, I wouldn't normally come to this corner because I'd normally probably go to the bridge, if I'm honest. And that's purely because you'll never make it. You very rarely make it without getting spotted. And then you just get absolutely wrecked in the side before you've even managed to reach this side where you need to be fighting. And so when you're taking slow tanks like this, and many of the other Japanese heavies, it's not always a good idea to come this way. But we've reached it. And now we're doing our best to throw some derps in. We managed to lob a shell over that ridgeline, pen the Leo. Oh, that poor Leo. He got absolutely wrecked there. He was sideways on in front of us. The shell managed to loop straight over the ridgeline, penned him, finished him off. We're just being mindful here. And then the pen into the back of the setter as well. Oh, 2 pens in a row. That's beautiful. That's derp gun heaven in a nutshell. You can't beat a derp gun when you pen shots that you don't expect to, or you just see those targets that you know you can pen. You're like, here we go, it's coming, and it flies in, pens, does a lot of damage, and you sit there going, oh yes, that was worth it. So we shut down the T25/2 now. We're up to 3k damage. It's fairly even on the scores. It's 9-7 at the minute, but we know where a lot of their team is. Obviously, there's a T1 heavy on the corner, but we're seeing that their team, a fair amount of them, is under the bridge. And obviously I can get shots from over here into the area where they are. Unfortunately, we missed the shell on the A43. The T1 heavy, or the M6, sorry, just got shut down. And it's time to go to where the damage is. Like, they're all, we know where they are. They've all been spotted. They're all under this bridge or on the ice road. And as long as we didn't flip ourselves coming down that little ledge there, these guys are all the ones we want to be able to get damage on. So we're just going to charge along, and this is where going for the third mark on a tank like the Oni and the Oh-Ho, Type 4 heavy, OI, etc. It can be a little bit painful because obviously they're so slow, and if you have to chase damage, these tanks aren't the one. They can't keep up with the fast games, and you really do struggle to keep up with any damage that's going off. You have to have a team that can't quite dish out the damage to be able to get it yourself. So now we've got to this corner. We took an unfortunate shot from the T28 concept, but like I say, he's going to have no problems with us whatsoever. We get a nice shot into the I think it was a KV-85. Quite disappointed not to pen him, because in the side of a KV-85, it's quite likely you can pen him. We auto-aim the shot into the front of the T-28 prototype, or T-28, no, it's T-28 HTC, which is the concept. Shut him down because they only have 40 hit points. We didn't really aim that, we just had to hit him. As long as we didn't hit the gun, and that's probably the danger when you were in a derp gun, is that when you auto-aim shots, sometimes you can just hit a gun of a tank and it won't do any damage, and yeah, you won't kill them, and then they just take all your health. But we managed to shut down the KV-85. We finished that game with 4,000 damage. The victory, and I didn't realise it at the time, but that was 8 kills, so that was 2.1k base. 8 kills for the Radley Walters, 346 assistants. Devastator, Radley Walters, Ace Tanker, Top Gun, High Caliber, Steel Wall. Like I say, at the time, I didn't realise that I was on for 8 kills. It was one of those ones where you're just driving along derping and you go, and it ends and you go, 8 kills, 2.1k base. What? Like, I know I did 4k damage, but whoa, okay then. Then we're on to the second game, and this game we are bottom tier. Look at that, it's not good matchmaking. And we're on the same map because map rotation, and the exact same spawn. Obviously this is a couple of games later because we were at 89.5 or something like that from the other game, and yeah, this is I think about 94.4, I think I was at 94.5, something like that. We were close, right? We only needed about 0.5% jump, and to get the Oni's third mark I was needing about 2.4 to go up, probably 0.2, 0.3. You know, to get that decent bit of movement. It was about 2.4, 2.3. I know the bot was saying it was going to be like 1800, 1900, but it just wasn't that. It was in the nearly 2.5k to get. So when I hit about 2k, 2.5k, I knew that I was going to be gaining. Really about 2k was holding on, and that was like I wasn't going to drop anything really at all. And once you got past that, that's when you started to get major gains. So I was always aiming for about 2.5k damage. And then that's when you could sort of take more risks and try and sort of make sure you go round corners to fully aim shots to try and pen people. So here's the example. Look, we're bottom tier, and I decided, you know what, it's too risky to go across that open area, so we're going to go to the bridge, because the bridge is a funnel point, it's a corridor, the perfect place for a derp, and I can just keep pulling back while I reload with this long reload, pull forward, derp, pull back, rinse, repeat, get damage. And this dragon pulls out with slammer shot snapped into him for 331. I'm kind of hoping that this 777 would have shot him, because that's the hope when you've got the derp gun, is that when you are facing lots of tanks, there's also a very good thing to do when you are going for the third marks, is slam people in the sides, slam people in the tracks. As you track them, your ally smashes them, they get damage, you get the assistance for their damage. It really helps you along in the third mark. And we're just basically not sticking around for too long. We're waiting for the reload to go. I'm trying to avoid nudging this guy, and we're just going to pop shots. Oh, we managed to pen that javelin. He got spotted as he fired. The Oni managed to slam the HE shell straight through, 900 odd damage. Beautiful. It's exactly what we want. Because there's nothing that helps more when you're aiming for about 2k and you can hit someone for nearly 1,000, right? It's beautiful and really helps you along. We've just fired a blind shot hoping to get that that javelin. The Draugen drives around the corner, manages to miss us somehow. We're a big target, I don't know how we missed that. And now we're just going to pull back forward again and try and pop some shots. Now we detected there as a drive around the corner. I was thinking possibly it was the javelin again, but that Draugen comes around to try and shoot us, so we slam a shot straight through, well, straight into his lower plate. Track him in place, and we're up to 2.1k damage, 2.3k combined. Like I said, I know I'm not going to drop now. I just want to get rid of this dragon from behind me, because now we need to turn around. Look what's happened behind us. They've really taken that other side, which is basically what happens when your team doesn't go that way and goes to the ice road instead. And now there's another time where we can possibly get some more derps out, and oh, this is going to be satisfying. Come on, come on. Come on, baby. We're making sure. Oh, yes, the penetration on that. Oh, that little pest ELC Vanguard. Always satisfying to get rid of those things. And we're up to we're up to 3k combined. I know that at this point that I'm possibly going to get the third mark. It's not guaranteed. I just need probably 1, maybe 2 more shots, and I know that I'm going to get it. So we drive around the corner, get a derp, making sure that we're getting the damage. We don't want to miss, and we get a nice shot into the Ragnarok. The Ragnarok fired 1, which means he must have dropped 2 shots into the other guy, and now he's reloading, which is perfect for us because it gives us that little bit of a reprieve. It means that we can get the shell into this tank. Javelin hits us on the move. We shut down the Javelin. Not really the best thing for the Mark because 18 damage, but I'm hoping that I just want to get that one more shot off. That's all we need. One more shot. 6 seconds to go. Just the Ragnarok's here. He must be reloaded. He can kill us in one shot if he high rolls. Low rolls, well, we'll get one more shot in. We managed to do exactly what I wanted to do as well. That WZ was parked up right alongside the Ragnarok there. So when we shot him for 18, we also shot the Ragnarok for like 400. It's exactly what we needed. 3.4k damage, 3.6k combined. At this point, I'm like, yeah, I've pretty much got the third mark. I should get it. It's a given now. And unfortunately, the team couldn't finish out with a victory, but it was a defeat. It is what it is. Finished with 4 kills, 3.3k damage, like I say, 3.6k combined, and it put us actually up like over 1%. 1100 base XP. Unfortunately, like I say, it's a third mark on a loss, but we did it. Doesn't matter how you get it, as long as you get it, you've done it, it's there forever. You've 3-marked your tank. So as always, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this derp-tastic replay. Derp is love, derp is life. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
A great success!